Hello, welcome to the Yarn and Yarns YouTube channel. My name is Angela and all of the places you can find me should be linked in the description box below this video. Welcome to day 10, I think, of the 12 cast-ons adventure for 2020. It is Saturday the 2nd of January as I am recording this. Just a few days left now of my cast-ons, and we're into that section where I'm kind of deciding every day exactly what to cast on, because these last few, when you start thinking about all the projects that you want to make, or at least when I start to think about all of the projects I want to make, there are just so many, it's hard to choose, and I am very lucky to have like a healthy stash of yarn to pick from, so I have quite a few options, and the projects that I've cast on so far are the ones that I knew that I definitely wanted to start, and now we're into the realms of the last few where it's kind of in fluctuation and I'm just going to pick whatever I feel like I want to work on the day. Anyway, lots of waffle. Today I am going to be casting on a pattern from this lovely book, This Thing of Paper. And if you have followed here for a while, you'll know that a couple of cast-ons ago I picked a pattern out of this book. I cast on the Incunabula cardigan, which is, let me see if I can find a lovely picture of that cardigan. Here we go. This is the Incunabula, and I was knitting that from the navy blue yarn that I have now repurposed into my Aurelius, because I was not enthusiastic about how the colour and the pattern were working up. But I've owned this book for ages and I've not actually knit anything from it, and I love all of the patterns, so I thought this 12 cast-ons would be a good opportunity to grab the book and have another go at something else from the book. So I am going to cast on today a Letterpress cowl, which is a really lovely sort of squishy cowl made from Aran weight yarn. It's got a kind of lovely texture with a sort of slight cabling. It's like, it's a twisted stitch really. I don't think, is there another picture that I can show you that shows that? Yeah, I think you can kind of like see the crosses coming in there. So yes, that is what I am casting on today. And for the friendship element, I actually ordered myself some yarn for this project in December. And I ordered from my lovely friends Angie and Avery at the Thick Skein Dye Works over in the US. Don't often order from so far away because postage costs and customs charges, but I decided 2020 I wanted a treat and I wanted to support the lovely Angie and Avery, and I treated myself. I actually got much more than I needed, because I'm contemplating making some matching mittens or a hat to go with this cowl, but I ordered some of their Peruvian Highland yarn, and this is the Ginger Snap colourway, so this beautiful kind of tonal orange colour, which I just fell in love with when I saw it on their podcast, so I had to nab me some skeins of this. So yes, I've got plenty to make myself the cowl and some other accessories, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this project. It's going to be a nice combination of using a pattern that I've had in my stash for ages and paired with a yarn from some lovely YouTube, Instagram, internet friends. So time to get one of these skeins wound up so that I am ready to cast on. I had a question under one of the previous cast on videos from Beverly asking, when I do a long tail cast on, or the thumb cast on is what I usually use, but it's a variation of a long tail, how I make sure that I'm leaving myself enough yarn to be able to cast on the number of stitches that I do. And the honest answer is I just wing it. So yeah, I've kind of just got used over the years, I guess, to guesstimating roughly how much yarn I'm going to need. But I thought I'd try and demonstrate here a way in which you can guarantee to have enough yarn every time. So you will need either a centre pull ball or 2 balls of yarn to do this. And you can see here I'm tying the 2 ends together into a slip knot, which I am now putting onto the needle. So I've got both the outside and the inside end of the ball now attached to my needles, and I'm going to cast on my stitches as I would normally. So as you can see, I'm about to use my normal thumb cast on method. And now I'm just going to proceed to cast on the number of stitches as per my pattern, and because both ends of the yarn are still attached to the ball, I am not going to run out of yarn. My tail yarn will not run out. Now I've cast on the number of stitches that I need for my pattern, I'm just going to break one end of the yarn. So I tend to work from the outside of the ball rather than from the centre of the ball. So I have just broken off the yarn that's attached to the centre of the ball, and I'm just going to now start to knit in the round. What I should have mentioned is that the slip knot that I made at the beginning with the double strand does not count as a stitch, and as you can see I've just slipped that off of the needle and I have pulled that through, so it's no longer a loop or a stitch. And I'm just going to carry on and start my round as I would for any other pattern. I hope that explanation somewhat helped you, Beverly. I'm sure there will be a tutorial here on YouTube rather than just my vague explanation. So if I can find one, I will pop a link below the video for you. Ah, what a day I had yesterday. I managed to spill a drink on my laptop, accidentally, of course. No one deliberately spills a drink on their laptop. So yeah, that was a bit of a trauma. But whilst I was in the middle of that trauma, something really lovely happened. I had a message from Mairead. Hi Mairead, if you're watching. He said, "Did you get a parcel today?" And I was like, no, we've been in all day, no packages. And then I went out into the front garden. We've got our sort of recycle boxes and bags out there. Sometimes packages get shoved in there, and there was a lovely parcel for me from Mairead, and she very kindly and very aptly sent me this book, Cast On Bind Off, which she said she uses all the time. And I think maybe she sent it to me after I was struggling with the cast on for the toe up, because I think the instructions that she likes to use are in this book. So thank you so much, Mairead. I shall really look forward to exploring this, because lots of patterns just say cast on, don't they, or bind off, and sometimes you're never quite sure whether you're picking the right kind of bind off or cast on for that project. Sometimes you need a nice stretchy one, or something a little bit tighter. So who knew there were 54 different methods, not me. So the perfect start and finish for every project. So that's so kind of you, Mairead, and I'm sure I will get a lot of use out of this book. And yeah, perfect timing, because it cheered me up when I was in the midst of crisis. And also yesterday I happened to be talking about casting on as well. So back to share with you my progress. I didn't make tons of progress because I had a sort of low-level headache all day yesterday, and then I managed to do the drink thing. So yeah. It was not a good day yesterday, but I did manage to make a start on my letterpress, so of course I will share that with you in a minute. But first off, let me tell you about the cast-ons from the Yarn and Yarns community. So Hazel, hi Hazel, if you're watching, my lovely friend Hazel, has cast on a Still Light jumper and a 2-colour shawl. Amy has started a new fibre project. She's carding up some fleece that I think would have otherwise been wasted, along with some snippets and bits of waste yarn, which sounds really exciting. A really fun project. I love being able to play around with stuff like that with my spinning. Mairead cast on a washcloth. I need some more of those too. I need to dig out some suitable cotton type yarns from my stash. Rachel cast on some socks for a friend. Hi Rachel. Pamela, hello Pamela, cast on a cowl from Deep Stash. That's always really satisfying, isn't it? When you are able to have a good rummage and find things that maybe have been long neglected and you're able to find use for them. Kate, hello Kate, is halfway through her cast-ons now. She's cast on a happiness cowl, the Pebbles and Pathway socks, I love mine, and All About That Brioche shawl, a love note, a hat and a headband. So there's an amazing array of projects there. Love those. Well done Kate for casting on so many, keeping me company. Deb, who is new to the channel, hi Deb, you're very, very welcome here. She has started a bunny amigurumi and a ginkgo crescent shawl. Our lovely Tina of the Crafts by The Rose channel here on YouTube is starting a bedspread and also some toys for some new grandbabies that are on the way. So cute, so cute. Jane has started some socks. Priska has also started some socks from her Advent leftovers. She's making some scrappy socks. And Nikki has started a Georgetown, which is a cardigan pattern by Hannah Fettig. And it's her first garment and it will be her first attempt at sewing or piecing together some knitting. So well done for tackling those challenges, Nikki. I'm sure you will be fine. You can do it. We're all here cheering you on. As for me, I have got my letterpress cowl on the go. I decided to grab this kind of orangey-ish bag that I made from some fabric that I had in my stash a little while ago, as they kind of match to my cowl pattern. And so far, very unexcitingly, I managed to finish the ribbing. So yeah, I've done the ribbing and one row of knitting to change to the larger needle size, and I was hoping to maybe get a few rows into the pattern, but with everything else that was going on, I was feeling a bit cheesed off, shall we say, so I didn't quite get to that. This yarn is working up beautifully, and because it's hand dyed, normally I would alternate skeins, but I think I'm going to take a chance and just go with it because of the textured pattern. I think it would be harder to do the helical knitting method, and sometimes when you're alternating skeins you get quite an obvious line where you're alternating if you're just kind of using like 1 or 2 rows of each skein. And I don't really want that for my cowl, because I know when I'm wearing cowls they kind of like twist around and whatnot, so I don't really want to end up with kind of like an obvious join line at the front when I'm wearing it. Yeah, I'm just going to go with it and knit till this skein runs out, and then change and hope for the best. Might do maybe a couple of rows of alternating to sort of blend it in if I think it looks like there are obvious differences, which sometimes there are with hand dyed. But this colour is absolutely beautiful. I'm really loving it. Well done Angela and Avery for this amazing colour, orange awesomeness. I'm so happy that I decided to treat myself. So yeah, that's it for day 10. A little bit of a pathetic attempt at starting my project, but hey, it started and that's the main thing, isn't it? So I'm off to edit this video and get it uploaded, as well as doing some house tasks today. It's pyjama day here, although I have thrown on a jumper. So yeah, no hairbrushing, no leaving the house again. Probably should, but tomorrow is another day. We're going to leave the house tomorrow. We're going to go for a walk. I'm going to take you with me to prove it. I hope that whenever you're watching this, you're able to have a cosy day or a cosy few moments in your day. I'm hoping my day is a little bit less disastrous today, but time will tell. I'll be back again tomorrow with my 11th cast on, so I hope you will join me for that. But until we get to spend time together again, I hope you get to do some of the things that you enjoy. Great big woolly hugs to you all. Bye for now.